Continuing part 3, the story of the scroll, the path of evolution. Relationships around Mordecai and Esther. When the story mentions the presence of Mordecai, 26 verses have preceded it. It is pointed out that when in the table of creation man is mentioned for the first time, there too 26 verses have preceded it. And when revelation takes place on Mount Sinai, 26 generations since Adam have gone before. It is the 26 which in Hebrew is formed by the name Lord. It is the letters which in the world of proportions are the 10, 5, 6, and 5. The coming of Mordecai is like the coming of man as he is intended by God, and it is like the coming of the revelation of God. It is the coming of the first of the 5 ingredients of the oil with which the sacred word is covered and the composition of which is the key to the mystery. As soon as Esther is in the palace, people there realize that this time something different from all the preceding has come. Speedily, urgently, she is put in readiness to meet the king. In contradistinction to the other women, she does not desire anything from this world. All her predecessors received what they desired from this world in order to be able to present themselves with added attractiveness. The world of the exile is open-handed in giving any aid and support when it is a matter of attractively presenting an earthly theory, an earthly phenomenon at the center before the king. Esther merely accepts what she is given and never asks for anything. She has her roots in a different world. She does not need to lay any extra stress on herself with any aids of this world. Reserve is her very nature. In the 10th month of the 7th year, Esther comes to Ahasuerus. The 10th month is that month in which the man and the woman come together. Does not this express itself in our world in the phenomenon that the child is born in the 10th month? The month Temuth, the 10th, is called the cold month, and it is then that the man and the woman become one in this world. Is not Esther's entering the palace in that 10th month like the hidden neshama coming into the body at birth? The concept 10 is the end of a series. Creation comes about by means of 10 words of creating. In the 10th word, there is the crowning, the purpose. The purpose becomes perceptible. The child is born. The 7th year of the king's rule is the phase of our world, of our reality. Esther immediately meets with that great affection in everyone who sees her. The world is eager to accept her with love. The word for affection in Hebrew is shin, and in the world of proportions, that word is the concept 58. 58 in that other world is always the expression for the completeness of the phenomenal appearance in this world. With the 58, this world completes itself. It is also expressed in the idea of favor, affection, because it is proved at that very moment that this world is a token of great affection of the Creator towards man. If a person rouses affection, then in it there is a little of the radiation of the completed whole when it is seen how ineffably grand it is. Esther now becomes the queen. It is enacted in this 7th phase. King Ahasuerus, utterly unaware, takes Esther for his wife in this 7th day. She is in fact the most alluring. Everybody loves her, and nobody knows her origin. She acts in accordance with her name. She is a mystery. Silence. With Esther's coming into the palace, Mordecai also makes his appearance at the king's gate. He is there to guard the well-being of Esther in that strange palace, which in fact is not her real home. His duty it is especially to see to it that Esther remains Esther, that she has come from a different world, but has not been recognized as such. Indeed, all that makes its appearance here has Nistar as its cause and Nistar as its effect, but people are not aware of it. It is the substratum of this world that the Shekinah is present everywhere, but is not recognized as such. The king investigates, the king questions, everybody asks questions. But then Esther also has her origin in the world of silence. It is owing to this silence that she remains Esther, and it is because of Mordecai's presence at the gate, where the two passes into the one of the palace, that Esther can be silent. Mordecai's action is the basis for Esther's power of silence in that world. the talking king and his silent consort. Now, the king arranges a great mishta. The mishta for the new queen, that is why it is called the Mishta Esther. Everybody is invited again. Again, there is the encounter. People now meet a queen about whom nobody knows anything, who she is actually. The one thing they know is that she is dazzlingly beautiful. Side by side with the harsh and foolish king, there has now come a queen who is his counterpart in every aspect. The intelligible, imitable king, the exact king, the boasting king. In the multiplicity of laws, he is bound to make himself heard. In his expression in his world, in his consort, has found a silent, mysterious appearance, an alluring appearance, alluring especially because she imparts to life exactly that other subtle shade, that hint that it is also very different from what people may suspect. Mordecai continues to abide at the gate. Ancient lore has it that the king has even bid him never to leave the spot. For did not Mordecai pertain to Esther? Mordecai would be glad to leave his exposed place, but he cannot. It is the law of the Medes and Persians. A number of difficulties would have been spared him if he had been allowed to leave that place. But again, a great deal would not have happened if he had not been there. It forms a part of Mordecai that he should be there in that very spot. His presence there is also the cause of his preventing the Jehudim, who again are flocking towards the Mishta of Ahasuerus, to enter the palace. It is said that because of the Jehudim partaking of the Mishta in the 3rd year, the world came just as it did come. In the 7th year, however, there is the selection. Mordecai is the one who indicates. The whole is being transferred into a new phase. However, at the Mishta Esther, Esther's origin remains hidden. The world cannot unveil the secret, however much man may investigate. People can discover anything, only how it comes to be as it is, the mysterious Nistar behind everything that remains hidden. Thus there is a renewed gathering in of women. Who knows but there may be yet found a queen whose secret can be discovered after all. And the chances are that this time Esther will be induced to some communicativeness about herself. By means of contrast, the world supposes to be able to measure, to be able to find. The world is used to ponder and to investigate opposites, for it is the world of duality, the world of porous umadi. But Esther cannot be defined by comparing her with counterparts either, by assigned to her by a place in some order of precedence. Esther, silent because of Mordecai, becomes more and more mysterious. There has been rather a change in man ever since Vashti's disappearance. There is a change, but man is not yet aware of it. For man has all sorts of views about Esther, though actually he does not know who she is. This change, too, the structure of which is clearly expressed by the Ruach HaKodesh, with which the tale of Esther is written, is Nistar to man and the world. The two are replaced by the one. All the same, these changes affect all kinds of actions, all kinds of events. Individual man does not know that these have their original cause over there. He looks for causes where his pura sumadai way of thinking, his partial thinking, makes him suspect them to be. This partial thinking, however, maintains concealment. Such a change, for instance, is that the king has the 2 guards at the gate exchanged for 1. Bigtan and Teres are removed and substituted by Mordecai. In the story of ancient tradition, it sounds like a reorganization of the royal household as occurs so often. It does occur very often indeed, and we therefore look for those causes in the laws of the Medes and the Persians. In the tale of Esther, we are led by the Nistar. 2 are replaced by 1. Is anything coming over the realm of the Medes and the Persians? Is admittance to the king or no longer controlled by the 2? Is there now only the Ari, the Jehodai Mordecai? Is the fact that Esther is the queen operating in this way? What does Porus Umodi know about 2 and 1 in that sense? The name Bigten is expressed by the number 455. In the world where our sounds can only be represented in the form of proportions, the name Teres there is 900. The proportion is nearly 1 to 2. In their duality, they also form a way of development with their nature, their Shem. For the Shem points that the way from the one to the two, to multiplicity. Such used to be the admittance to the king. Now this has been changed. Bigten and Teres recognize danger in Mordecai. It is the instinctive reaction of development to something that wants to reverse the way. It is a recognition. The serpent recognizes man, hence ensues the purpose of these two to destroy the world. They mean to kill the king and queen and Mordecai, each in a different way, and thus to destroy the world of Ahasuerus in order to rule a new world themselves. They were wrathful. They utterly disagreed with everything. They were in great discord. To their mind, duality should continue. Mordecai sees through their purpose, though. Mordecai knows the 70 languages. He is one of the 70 sages who are seated at the outer court and can hear all the questions of the world. The concept 70 in the absolute is what, humanly speaking, we mean by everything, all in this world. 70 languages means every mode of expression. Armed with this knowledge, Mordecai hears what Bigten and Teres are thinking and what they mean to do. He has the two definitely removed by the king from their place at the king's gate. Hanging them means that their connection with the world or with the earth is broken up. They no longer exercise any influence on this world. It is the attack which there is at every beginning. It is the attack on the foundations of the world. The forces of development are brutal forces of nature. They merely know one side. It is only where the temple is that the forces of the opposite side are operating as well: mercy, compassion, love. It is on this account that the forces of nature are expressed in a different way. In the temple, the laws of nature are adapted to the other. The two of creation is similarly substituted by the one. The course of the world is the way from the two to the one. As soon as man is born and the neshama enters the body, the way from the two to the one also commences. As soon as Mordecai appears and therefore Esther is in the palace, the way from the two to the one similarly begins. The story of Bigten and Teres is the tale of foundation, the tale of the neshama breaking through development. It is because Bigten and Teres are hanged in the beginning that the newly born child does not become a monkey. It is because Bigten and Teres were hanged that the Sheddim, the demons, did not get a foothold in this world. The coming of Mordecai and Esther into this world causes Bigten and Teres to be recognized for what they are and to be hanged. This pre-mandal happening is fixed indelibly on the mind, consciously not known anymore, but like every pre-mandal happening, recorded in a different way in the Book of Remembrance.